Hello and welcome to Community Kitchen's At Home Edition. My name is Pauline and welcome to my kitchen. Today, before we get started, we're going to make sure we wash our hands with some warm water and soap for 20 to 30 seconds.
For today's recipe, you will need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 4 chicken breasts, salt and pepper, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 2 cups of broccoli florets chopped, a half a sweet onion diced, 6 strips of bacon cooked and chopped, 1/3 cup of mozzarella cheese shredded, and 1 cup of cheddar cheese shredded. We're going to start as always with a damp cloth under a cutting board to keep it from moving while we're working. The first thing we're going to do is get everything ready to go into our casserole dish, and I'm going to start with the broccoli. I'm cutting off the stem end, which can be peeled and cut up to go into your casserole dish, and then cutting all the florets into little pieces so that they're about bite size. Now, if broccoli is not your favorite vegetable, you can use any other vegetable you like. Just keep in mind that if you're using something like a carrot that is harder and takes longer to cook, you're going to want to pre-cook it for a few minutes before adding it to the casserole. Something like mushrooms can be added in just as they are. Once you have the broccoli prepared, set aside. Before we dice our onion, make sure to preheat your oven to 350 degrees and prepare your baking dish or casserole dish by simply adding a thin layer of oil or cooking spray. Next, we're going to dice up our onion, which can be put aside until we're ready to go. We'll make sure that our bacon that is pre-cooked has been chopped, and we're going to grate our cheese so that everything is ready to add into our dish. For today's recipe, I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Chicken breasts will also work in this recipe. Just remember that they are thicker and they do take longer to cook. So you can either slice them down or just keep an eye and make sure that they reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees so that they're safe to eat. Now, once you have your chicken in your prepared dish, we're going to season with salt and pepper. And I'm using oregano today as well, but feel free to use your family's favorite flavors to spice up your dish. Now, when you're adding in your dry herbs, make sure to either rub them in the palm of your hands or in between your fingers first. That will help release the oil that is in the dried herb, and it'll be much more flavorful. And that's our pro tip for today. Now that we have seasoned our meat with the salt, pepper, and oregano, we're going to add in our diced onion, and we're going to make sure that it's fairly evenly distributed across the chicken. Then we're going to add in our chopped garlic. Cover with the broccoli or whichever vegetable you decided to use. Again, distribute as evenly as possible. Cover with the bacon. Add your cheese on top. I've just used a blend of mozzarella and cheddar, but feel free to use your family's favorite. And this will bake in the oven that has been preheated for about 35 to 45 minutes or until the chicken reaches the correct internal temperature. I'm just serving mine tonight with rice, but it goes great with rice or noodles.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope that this recipe will become a favorite of your families. Now, if you enjoyed the recipe today, make sure to head on over to Algoma Family Services Facebook and YouTube page, like and subscribe to get notifications when the next video is released.